Hey students, I hope you're utilizing this time fruitfully. Along with studies, you're also giving time in enhancing your creativity and other abilities. Now it's time for something to be done in the writing skill. Today we are going to learn about letter writing. Before we begin, let us know what is letter writing. Letter writing is an important channel of communication between two people who are away from one another. In the earlier times, when there was no telephone or email, the only means of communication between people was through letters. Letter writing is a skill that has to be developed. In general, there are two types of letters. All of you know this: formal letters and informal letters. Formal, that are written to convey official business information, and informal are written to personal people, to your friends, family, or relatives. A letter is usually one in a series of exchanges between two people. That means either you are sending a reply to a previous letter received, or you're beginning the conversation expecting a reply from the opposite person. We have to follow a specific format while writing a letter. There are different formats for both formal and informal letter. I am sure all of you remember because you all have done this in class 7 too. The format is remaining the same, and all you need to do is write it properly in your notebook. Let us just have a recapitulation of the format of informal letters. Informal letters can also be called friendly letters. The friendly letters have 5 parts: the heading, the salutation, the body, the closing, and the signature. What is the heading? The heading can include your address and the date. In casual friendly letters, your address is not necessary. The salutation, the greeting always ends with a comma. The greeting may be formal, beginning with the word dear and using the person's given name or relationship, or it may be informal if appropriate, example, dear uncle or hi Joe. After the salutation is the body. The body of the letter is the information you are writing in your letter. It includes the message you want to write about. Normally, in a friendly letter, the beginning of paragraphs is indented. It usually includes an introduction where we greet the person and state the reason why we are writing. That is the first paragraph. And in the second paragraph, which is the main body of the letter, we develop the subject and the conclusion or signaling the end, where we use suitable remarks like invite, send greeting, etc., or indicate that the letter is going to finish. After the body comes the closing. The closing, this short expression is always a few words on a single line. In the closing, the first word is capitalized and you put a comma after the last word. And the fifth part is the signature. This is your name. It goes under the closing. For example, yours lovingly, your true friend, your daughter, your son, comma, and then below that you write your name. Let us begin our letter now. For beginning a letter, the style for the letters is that everything should be aligned to the left. It should touch your margin. In the next slide, the details that should be the top left corner are shown. First, you begin with your address. The address can be maximum written in 2 to 3 lines. After that, you need to leave a line and put the date. The date can be written in any format. Once you have all the details of the previous slide in the top left corner, leave a line and add the word dear. The next slide will show you an example. After the word dear, you can write your friend's name, go to the next line, and then begin your letter. You are writing to a friend or relative, so you can be chatty and friendly in your opening paragraph. So after the date, you have written dear and followed by your friend's name. Before we continue, please remember these things, that you can give yourself and your friend any name at all. It is not important to give your personal name only. If a name is mentioned in the letter, then you have to give that particular name only to yourself and also to your friend. What address you want to use is up to you. No need of writing your original address, or there is no compulsion. Third, write between 80 to 100 words for this letter. Remember that 80 to 100 words is only for the body. It does not include your address, date, closing salutation, opening salutation, and your signature. It is only the body that has to be of 80 to 100 words. Let us see how we write the first paragraph of the letter. You may begin your letter by asking about the person's health. For example, how are you? I hope that you are in the pink of your health. How is your family getting on? I'm fine and I hope you're fine too. I hope that you're as fit as a fiddle. Or you can ask what the reader has been up to. Like, how's the weather at your place? Not too hot, I hope. Did you get to visit your grandparents? Or did you go on your trip to Paris as you hoped? They say Paris is a beautiful city. You can be very informal in your language. Need not to say respected or anything, because that letter is being written to your personal friends, family, and relatives. If you're answering a letter's reply, then you can use words like thank you for your email or letter. It was great to hear from you in the last letter. It was so nice to hear from you. Sorry for not writing earlier. Or you can say I hope you and your family are well. If you received a news in the previous letter, you can use words like sorry to hear about, glad to hear that you are all well, good luck with your exams, or hope you feel better soon. If you want to express happiness, then you can use words like I received your letter on, I'm happy to receive your letter, thank you for your letter which I received, I'm so glad to hear from you, I'm glad to learn that you're keeping well with your studies. If you want to say something in sadness, I'm sorry to hear that. If you would like to apologize for anything, then you can use words like I would like to say sorry for my mistake. I'm sorry for not writing you before this time. As you start writing the letter, in the first 4 lines, that is your first paragraph, you give the basic introduction of what you're writing about. If you're replying to the previous letter, even then you should mention what all details you're going to mention in the second paragraph. Now, how will you continue the second paragraph? In the second paragraph, mention your main reason for writing the letter. You may say the following phrase. In your last letter, you wanted me to describe or advise. I am writing this letter to give you some details about book reading or any topic which has been given to you according to the question. The main matter of the question of the letter has to be written in the second paragraph. It should have 3 to 4 suggestions, 3 to 4 advices, and as well as a conclusion to your topic. After you have finished the second paragraph, now it's time for the closing or the last paragraph. Inform the reader that you are ending the letter. You may use the following phrases. I'll write again soon. Do write to me soon. Well, that's about all for now. Please give or send my regards to your parents. Convey my warm regards to your family. Let me pen off here. Take care of yourself. Hope to hear from you soon. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Hope to receive a reply from you. Bye. Goodbye. And after finishing your last paragraph, now it's time for signing off. That is the final signature. If you're signing off writing to your parents, you can sign off using your loving daughter, yours lovingly, yours affectionately. If you're writing to your friends or relatives, you can sign off using your friend, yours sincerely, faithfully, your niece, nephew, with lots of love, hugs and kisses, warm regards, your true friend, etc. This is how you end your letter and you complete your informal letter. Now here are some tips for writing informal letter. Make sure you double check for grammatical accuracy and spellings. They carry marks. Leave adequate number of lines between paragraphs to make it look neat. Adequate number means at least a line has to be left between the two paragraphs. Underlining the main points is very important, but it is advised to do it after finishing your exam. Use a pencil and scale for underlining. Presentation is very important. That means you have to follow the format and read a lot of letters to get an idea. Let us now see an example of informal letter. First, we write the address. So 129 Navyug Apartments, Pitampura, Delhi, and the pin code. Pin code is not compulsory. We leave a line and we write the date. I told you the format of the date is not important. You can write the date in any format. It should only include month, day, and year. After that, you leave a line and put the opening salutation. Dear Rudra, see the first two lines. It's been a while since I have heard from you. Where have you been? I hope this letter finds you in the best of your health. In the second paragraph, as summers are approaching, I was thinking if we could spend the summer break together at my place in London. I will introduce you to all my friends and close relatives. I will give you a city tour as well. We will spend some quality time in the afternoons near the seashore. To add cherry on the cake, the weather here is very pleasant during those days due to sea winds. If you see, the second paragraph consists of various phrases like cherry on the cake. Cherry on the cake means to add on to it. Third paragraph. I am excited even at the thought of you and I spending the summer together after so long. I have to tell you a lot of things and expect the same from you. Give my regards to auntie and uncle. See the closing line. Give my regards to auntie and uncle. Hope to see you soon. Now comes the closing signature. Yours lovingly, Sakshi or Saksham, depending on your gender. So I hope that you have understood the format of an informal letter. It is just a recapitulation of what you have done earlier in class 7. There can be many topics on which you can write an informal letter, like inviting a friend, advising a friend, apologizing, thanking, reminding, congratulating, requesting, or admitting a mistake. I hope you all have understood and all are doing great. I look forward to see some interesting informal letters in your notebooks the time we meet. Till then, stay blessed and wait for my next video.